big thank you to Empire Espresso for hosting Claustrophobia #9.
Woo, woo, woo.
And a big thank you to Ghost Tokens and Gregory Ben. From now on, he will only be referred to as Gregory. You may never call him Greg again. That is the rule. So we're going to have two poets tonight, the first of which is Randall Templin. We'll get to him in just a sec. But I want to encourage, it looks like everyone is supporting the venue. If you want a beer, talk to the gentleman in the hat at the more bar-like structure. If you want a coffee or chai or tea, talk to Kelly, who is up there at the more coffee-like structure.
The espresso machine?
Well, you know, it's a structure, and it looks like coffee to me. So, we'll have Randall Templin and then John Morrell. After this, because this place closes around 9, we encourage you to support the other businesses of Columbia City. Some people will be going over to the Royal Room in particular to listen to the jazz musics. So, our first reader has a master's in poetry, which means, as you will see, he is a master of poetry. He's basically like He-Man, but with poems. Please.
The power!
So watch for that outfit transformation halfway through the set. And please applaud for Randall Templin.
Woo, 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 woo.
I haven't even started yet. I'm going to read from a collection that I turned in as a master's thesis called Backward Mouth. And this first poem is called Backward Mouth. And if it were not for Paul Salon, I would not have written this, so I'm going to just mention him. Backward Mouth. The back of a face, our inhale sharpens the late gloom, but bends it, croaking like old shale, down the night's face back, where saturated sterile pines balk, and the night's shoulder shudders, dips into the undercurrent. Grasping the rain, all fish glad. Unafraid of needles, the rain balks, pulls away, but not from the sideways sound, a backward mouth makes. This one's called Invitations to Your Ghost, and I thought I would read it because, alright?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Invitations to Your Ghost. My hands ache and swell with splinters. Cuts mark my finger where the ring digs in. I've broken 3 hammers and endless saw teeth building this house. Maybe the hard stamping ground of November grips even spirit gravely until spring thaws. Whatever the reason, you won't haunt this house. I sand the floorboards choking, the lone body working in a cavalcade of ghosts. They swarm and haunt and possess these halls, and are never you, no matter what winding stairs, what shuddering shuttered-in attics, what sucking corridors I build. Castaway spirits make pinholes in the walls. I don't know how they do it. Literary ghosts, disciples chase after masters who shout, "That is not it at all!" Your quiet sister avoids me at the blank back corners alone, always watching. I run my fingers through the much too wide spaces between the carpet hairs. Have you heard the wretched hollow of no ghost howling in the garret, while the rancor of 1,000 creaks below? I weave down these planks, shouting invitations to your ghost. Your sister says, that is not it at all. Nonsense. 2 more. It's Christmastide, and I'm an Anglican, so I get to still celebrate until Epiphany. So, this one is about Jesus. Incarnation. The straw scratches her bare legs filthy, the bravest act of God tangled in her hair, hanging down the sides of her head, the backs of rats growing ears. Her ears grown unnatural with the blessings of war veterans from nowhere, shouting to God, light wrapping hard around the dark, not enough straw. Field workers afraid and sore, the earth pulling down all her heat through her thighs. Starlight paints the rafters, God mixed into the mud, arrayed in placenta, saying, they shot off your ears in the wars. I come to bring you ears, not like a carnival priest. I will grow ears for you in the palms of my rat-back hands. Wind-stung eyes swell with wet. Come in from the fields in starlight, with wet eyes bursting from his chest. Your eyes have stung with straining in starlit minefields, shrapnel stuck. Blindness that sees through everything, I come to be opaque. She crooks the starlight in her arm, pressing stench of light, pounding stench of song. She tears her chest to gather it all into her silo heart. With a spear in his ribs, he says, I tear my chest to gather you all into my asylum heart. You, gone mad with the dust, I come to store you up. And this last one is long, and I think of it as a breakup poem, but I don't think anyone else has ever thought of it like that, so I don't know, maybe it isn't. It's an abecedarian. Shout your name. Accept this as you would a cursing stranger, a slow snow, a dead grandmother's disappointment. After the driveway froze over, we always made ourselves fall. Bring a slingshot and band-aids. Build an afternoon home in the junipers. Can you still sing every word? Can you still hop from one foot to the other? Can't you cut the junipers back a little? Drive me home first, there's something she wants to say to you. Educate yourself on the Balkan conflict. Eat only what didn't cost someone else his life's work. Even hipsters have to stab crossing guards sometimes. Entropy, I guess you call it. Fuck the Dimitri Martin routines, fuck the cash tributes, fuck the Wes Anderson movies, fuck the British television shows, fuck Jacques Derrida most especially. Give me all the shell-shocking you kept behind your tower. Go on, shoot all your rubber bands into the junipers. Hast thou considered the German teacher? Hold on to my sleeve if you can keep this pace. Have you heard the one called, I was a Chinese factory and the rain wetted the streets there in pink? It's all a little shout your name here. Irredeemable faults trace back to my kneecaps. I think of you as the only companion of my whole trying. If that's all, Jeremiah had a 30-year-old rototiller. Jesus isn't the only one with sweet choreography. J. Hillis Miller and I have seen too many green paintings. Jillian always knows the line between geek and hipster. Josh, stomach cancer. God. Knowingly tip your drink over on the barman. Kick your heel down hard. Look at me tomorrow, it doesn't matter now. Lace your skates all wrong and into mine. Lose your sense of direction in your own apartment. Left-handed Lucifer loves you. Love me if you have the stomach for it. Leave off the tantrums and the old vinyl R&B singles and the children's books we stole. My, but you do go on. Menstruation facts enumerate here. Make and unmake a million men out of me, maybe. Naked except for the sweater, naked except much sweeter, naked except switch it all around. Overtures bringing us out from the bushes have all sunk deep into the plastic glasses frames. Oh, Washington, my home. Oh, say, can you salsa? Oh, God, the rancor. Oh, Beauregard, captain of my misery. Oh, George W. Bush, our afternoon on Navy Pier will always be my only political act. Overlay your manuscript with the drawing I made of a chapel and your scales will fall off. Oh, come let us adore him. Organic meter is the only form now, leave anaphora to the junipers. Part company with your divorced friend. Pour your grandmother's ashes off the ferry boat. Pick the day you'll tell me we've played our last episode of Gunsmoke. Preach in a Mexican church like you used to. Preen your skirt for the boys like it was Tuesday again. Port Orchard hasn't supported a punk scene since the turn of the millennium. Help me with reminders that I'll die of a heart attack. Portray Anne Rice in the coming biopic. Quintessential Bogart night is now moved to Mondays. Really, really mean it when you shout your name. Write all. Refrain from shouting what you meant in the train station. Rally around my lost causes. Sass never got a lady anywhere in this thing. Just remember who you're talking to. I am your mother. Send all the boys overseas our love. Sell all your literature anthologies. The cigarettes don't come for a nickel. Surrender your tyrant's pain. Tunnel us out of here if you have any fingernails left. Tired child carried back from the river after a long day in the sun. Breathes hot on her father's shoulder. Tremble. To Hadley Hemingway. Love, Mel Ferrara. Tell me we weren't just writing poems. Teach yourself laughter in Japanese. Unteach, untell, untremble. Vacant lots and smashed bottles were our only tea rooms. Vent your concerns to the vestry icons, those feminist saints. Vacuum the floors ironically or for nostalgia's sake. Very good. What'll we wear when we're 85? Won't you dance when I'm gone? Work hard at not hating me for a little longer. Wear your chicest owl-themed jewelry tonight. Xerxes whipped the Hellespont to get over it, and I can take a whipping too. Yes, I will take my trouble with frown lines instead of sobs. You tell me the particulars of my dreams that I have forgotten by morning. Your breasts are lost under the junipers. Your poems are hardening in my desk drawers. You tickle too easily. Years put on their hats and shuffle off with excuses to the host. You're getting prettier in the interim. Zapatista of my life, more Mia than Emiliano, make a new state. Thank you.